thank you so much for sticking around to the last day of OCP, last session. So we will be quick. Just want to give you a quick overview of our new field accessible reliability matrix. So Harathi will join me to give you a quick overview. So at the end of this conversation, if you have more questions, just feel free to grab us in the crowd or contact your Seagate representatives. So we will say what is farm, right? So as a vendor, we constantly hear something like smart today is not smart enough, right? So are there any ways we can provide more information for the host side to do fleet management? So that's why we provide this farm log for our customers. The point is see whether we can give you more meaningful, useful information to the host to do better drive health condition monitoring. Also, give you accurate information. You can do some proactive fleet management, right? That's the whole point. So basically, using this log, we want to give you more information, more meaningful. At the same time, we want you to do the log pooling in a fashion like you can create different timestamps at a given moment, right? So then create a drive profile associated with each of the devices you have. So with this brief overview, I will hand this one to Harathi and let her go through all the details, what we are providing in the current farm log.
So I want to go through a few details on farm logs. The way it was developed was it is a 96 kilobyte file that you get when you command the drive to provide farm information. It's divided into 5 pages, and it resolves security concerns that hyperscalers have on visibility of data. So the logs are ASCII readable, so folks can look at the contents of the logs, and Seagate can provide a specification. The nice thing about the log is it enhances over the standard smart attributes, and it has hard drive metrics at a device level as well as at head level. And it's statistical data that that can be collected over time, like Jun said. The data is self-describing, so we could write a parsing program to look at the metrics as Seagate can provide that. And all the log pages are at the same size, so that's convenient in terms of how to pull the data. The log is available both on SAS interface as well as SATA interface. SATA, you can obtain this log with A6 command through read log extended commands, A6 log page address. We will be at Seagate looking at farm log on an ongoing basis on emerging technologies. We will review what metrics go into this log and update the right set of metrics so that it improves fleet health monitoring for our hyperscale customers and improve failure prediction as well. So this is kind of an eye chart, but the log is divided into 5 different pages, as Jun said. And it's kind of categorized as drive information like sector size and firmware and workload statistics, error statistics, environmental statistics, and reliability metrics, which are accessible by addresses in the log.
Yeah, we just want to add a few things here, right? So the reason we put the font so small is we are going to push this one into our OCP storage project website as well. So you don't have to take a picture or write it down. Yeah, the few points I want to point out here is, in general, in your smart data, you don't see workload statistical information much, right? So you also don't have that many environmental statistics numbers in there. So the farm log will provide you lots of additional information. They are really important to your drive health condition, right? So how many terabytes you write to your drives, and how hot your drives is running in the environment, right? So those are the important information we want you to know, we want you to monitor. Good. Yeah.
The size of the log file, finite. I forgot the number you put here.
96 kilobytes.
Yeah, so is this an aggregate of all the information or an average? Like, workload information, is it be monitoring?
It's lifetime cumulative.
It's live or lifetime?
Yeah, lifetime cumulative.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, does this tool work on all drives in a fleet or only Seagate drives?
Right now, this is a Seagate proprietary log. We start shipping this log with all our 8 terabyte and the bigger drives in the enterprise sector. Yeah.
If I have a mixed-use deployment, I'm only getting sort of a filtered view of what's available from one of my vendors.
That's the reason we are here. We want to bring our friends to join us, right?
So is this actually a project in OCP right now, or
right now
not, or you're
we already
there?
did this. Yeah, we already did it in Seagate drives products, right? Yeah, we want to share this information to the community, to the industry, see whether we can have other friends join us. Yeah.
Are there any plans to go back to lower capacity drives? You said 8 terabytes and above, right? Yes, in the future, yeah. So in the future shipping products, we are not going to retrofit this to the older products. Thank you.
So you said you want your friends to join you. Have you created a repository on GitHub to show people where they can join you? Or are you just talking that you would like people to join you?
This is a vendor job, so I think on the customer side, you cannot do much. This has to be implemented in the firmware, right? So
yes.
We want to bring this one to the industry to have all other
So have you
suppliers.
created some documents on let's say the Open Compute website where your other competitors can see how they should do it?
Good point. That's why we are going to publish those attribute lists to OCP storage track. So give other vendors idea what we are doing. Also, we are welcome feedback, right? So what would be more useful from the customer side. So we can improve this log in the future. As Harasi mentioned, probably this log will change from generation to generation.
Because as customers, we want to see something that's not as bad as what you've done with the smart attributes, where every single vendor has taken the smart attribute standard and customized it to make it proprietary so that it's not a standard anymore. You've done exactly the opposite of a standard. You've taken what you claim to be a standard and customized it. So I personally would like to see as a customer of yours is that this becomes a hard standard and not a place for every vendor to go and customize your own solution and do the same mess you made with Smart.
Totally, it's a good point. Yeah, so that's why I think OCP is a good venue for this to bring the industry together, right?
Oh, yeah, I had a question. The reliability statistics, can you give me an example of what those might include?
We can go back to the attributes list.
Kind of hard to read that.
Yeah.
So some of the reliability metrics are like servo level metrics. Some relate to handling that give information relative to servo detecting a handling type event and things like that. And head media error rate type metrics.
I see. So is that something that a client could then mine that data and make some decisions based on it, or is there more to it than that?
The farm log, basically, if you know how to pull this log, so we are happy to work with you to pull the log and parse the log. Or Seagate can provide you a tool to pull the log and parse the log so you can utilize the information.
So that got me 2 more questions. Are you going to open source your tools? Because some of us don't all work on Windows. Some of us are on Linux, on FreeBSD. And I noticed in the past, CTools has been like a proprietary thing that you think that you only should run on Windows. And so are you going to open source these tools you're speaking of so we can all use them?
I need to see your badge first. I'm kidding. Yeah, we are did open source many tools from Seagate GitHub, right? So this morning we gave a talk about the health management library. So we try to integrate this one into our health management library as well. So that one will now be open source. We will provide the library to the community at this point. But for some tools, we can give you the link. So Seagate GitHub has some tools we open source. It's a Linux version, different flavors of Linux.
So I can't use it. I need BSD.
We did talk to FreeBSD community, so we can test it out, yeah.
And the other question I have is, I noticed your log doesn't have anything for your SSDs. It's only for your hard drives.
It's coming.
Yes.
Any other questions? All right, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.